welcome to the Growing Green Landscapes Podcast with Jeremiah Jennings. While still in his early 20s, Jeremiah already runs a successful six-figure lawn maintenance company. Listen in as he and his guests share the things that have brought them success that can help you in your business. As a young entrepreneur in the green industry, Jeremiah emphasizes the tips and tricks involved in running a lawn maintenance business while discussing the principles applying to all small businesses. If you're wanting to grow, become profitable and professional, you're in the right place. And now, here's your host, Jeremiah Jennings.
What's going on, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to another episode today here on the Growing Green Podcast. This is your host, Jeremiah Jennings. So excited to be coming to you today with another new, fresh episode for your Wednesday morning, afternoon, or evening, or Thursday afternoon or evening, or any other day that you listen to the podcast. Thank you all for tuning in. Man, what a day it has been. In typical Growing Green podcast fashion, we're getting this thing out late night right here, right before the deadline. Crazy busy spring rush. As you all know, it's that time of year, and it's just crazy busy time in the lawn and landscape industry. It's the grass is starting to grow. It's getting warmer outside. People are starting to see how ugly their yards are. They're wanting to get them. They're too lazy to cut them, so they're calling to get them cut. They want some landscape enhancements done, all that fun stuff that goes along with that. So they're calling us, the commercial guys, the contractors, to come out and take care of their beautiful lawns. And hey, that's why we're in business. So we are glad and happy to do it. But it does add a lot of stress comes onto you this time of year. At least for me, it does, or it used to, I should say. I don't really get that stressed out anymore about it. I've just learned how to cope with it and how to handle it and how to battle that stress. And we might talk about that a little bit today. But what we're going to do. Man, just want to do a catch-up. I haven't done a solo episode in a few weeks here, and really since spring rush has started probably. So just want to talk about some of the things we're doing and implementing in our business to be more efficient and successful this year and to make more profit at the end of the year. Top line doesn't matter. It's all about that bottom line and what you're putting in your pocket and taking home every day. So what we're going to do today is, like I just said, we're going to hop right into it and just kind of catch up to where we are today. So, man, spring rush is here. The last 3 weeks has been crazy. We've been taking on landscape jobs left and right. I mean, I feel like every day somebody's calling wanting something done. And let's go ahead and just address that right out of the gate. So I know I don't ever want to come across as like, man, we have it all figured out and people just call us left and right and we don't ever have to do anything and we've got it all made. I remember the time where I was searching for work. I needed work to come my way. And it didn't come as easy as it does now. And so one thing I guess I can say to go along with that is the time we're in, the economy we're in. Work is not always going to be this plentiful, okay? That's talked about a lot. A lot of different people talk about that. Work will not always be this plentiful. So we can't just get caught up in the economics, the economy of what we're in right now. Because in a couple years from now, there will be a dip, I'm sure, and the landscape enhancements will slow down. The patios will stop getting put in as often. The water puddling up, that French drain, it can wait a little while. So that stuff is going to happen. But I remember when I was that way, even when the economy was good, because, I started 4 years ago. So 4 years ago, the economy was still fine. It was booming, plenty of work to be out there to be done. People were calling left and right, and people were still paying to have work done. That's what I mean to say by that. So what was I doing at that point to get my business out there? Well, when I first started, I was doing Home Advisor. That was one of the first things I did when I started up. And I would not recommend that to anyone now, probably, in the state of the business I'm in now and the things I've learned along the way. I used it. It honestly worked okay for me. I got bid a few times so they make you pay per lead, and like you're not guaranteed to get the lead. So you got to be very quick to follow up with the customer, and you got to get them on the phone right away if you do choose that lead to be sent to you, because if not, you just paid $25-$30, however much the lead was worth. And Home Advisor generates that to figure out how much it's worth. And if you don't follow up quickly, it could go to somebody else, because I think like 3 or 4 different people get the info, and it is a flawed system. There's a lot of better things can be done. But I was young in business, didn't know anything about it. I think literally they called me and reached out to me one day, and I was like, oh, this is a good idea. Let's do it. And I did land a few jobs off that. Definitely made my money back off of it. Landed some big, 1 or 2 big landscape jobs, some big leaf cleanups, and I did get some lawn maintenance out of it too, I think. That was a long time ago. 4 years feels like forever, but that's what I did to start out. So like I needed work, that's what I did. Would not recommend doing that now. But I remember being in that time where I was like, man, I need work. I need somebody to call my phone. How do I get my phone to ring? Well, we had business cards made up. And when those business cards were made up, we would go put them out at the police department where the people come in and do their renew their business licenses. The city hall is the municipal building. Is where the police department is here for us. So we would put our cards in there because people were in and out of there all the time renewing business licenses. We'd put them at gas stations. We'd put them in grocery store checkout lines. All over the place, we would leave those business cards. That was one thing we were doing back in the day, and that was a fine way. I mean, I think you can use Vistaprint and get, I don't know, 500 for like $10 or $20, something like that. So very minimal entry there to the barrier to entry is very low. 15, $20 right there, and you can have some decent cards made up. But what we're doing now, I want to get to where we are today. Phone's ringing off the hook. People are like, well, how do I do that? How do I get to that point? We've talked about it here on the show before, so I'm not going to get too repetitive today. This is not going to be a long podcast by any means. Like I said, just want to do a catch-up, some things that we're going through, really talking about spring rush right now as it's happening, because I know there's other people out there going through some of this stuff. You're going through this stuff right now as I am. So I'm a real business owner. I'm literally sitting in my work clothes. Like, hadn't even got a shower yet, still got grass on my pants legs. Like, we are still out there grinding every single day, and I know a lot of you out there are as well. So what are we doing now? We're not really passing out business cards. We're not passing out postcards. We're not really posting on Facebook, honestly. We're definitely not doing Home Advisor. We're not really doing any sort of advertising or marketing at this second. But I say that because that's after 3 years of doing extremely quality work over the course of 3 years, and our name has just gotten out there in the community. People say, how do you get started? How do you get your name out there? The quality of work that you do goes so far, and customer relations go so far, because we were actually talking with another lawnmower here next in our local community, and so you won't believe this. He has really good customer service. He does amazing quality work, really good customer service. He was in a neighborhood down the road. He's done this customer's yard for years, and the customer decided to let him go this year. He messed something up, I don't know, something repetitive. It wasn't really that big of a deal. Customer decided to let him go. Well, the contractor was he didn't go off on him about it. He didn't get upset. He wasn't rude or anything like that. Well, that same customer that let that guy go, okay, so he serviced his yard for a couple years, and I think he messed up something like once or twice, and after the guy said it, or one of his employees did, and the guy just got mad about it. He wanted to find somebody else. He didn't get mad, but he was just he wanted to find somebody else because they weren't doing it to his standard or whatever. So, but he wasn't like doing bad quality work. That's what I mean by that. He's done work for this guy for a couple years. He's worked for him. Well, so he just fired him. Like I said, just fired him like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Well, this same guy, the neighborhood that he lives in, the HOA is looking to hire a new contractor to keep up their lawn maintenance and the shrubs at the entrance sign and all the stuff that goes along with that. Remember, this guy just fired him, okay? Just fired the contractor. The contractor got a call from that neighborhood the other day because that same customer that just fired the contractor referred the contractor to the neighborhood to do their work. That in and of itself is that is the proof right there. The proof is in the pudding of how powerful word of mouth is. Word of mouth advertising, because and you have to have quality work to back it up. The contractor had worked at his house for 2 or 3 years in a row there and had always done quality work. He did 2 little things messed up. The guy decided to let him go and move on to someone else. That's okay. But the contractor didn't freak out, didn't blow up on him. He left, and it was a good breakup, I guess you could say, quote unquote, good breakup. Everything was fine. The dude literally referred him to their neighborhood to do the lawn maintenance now. So that right there shows you what quality work does in and of itself. Customer relations. You have to have good customer relations. If you're in the beginning stages of business, I would say do those things I talked about. Pass those business cards out in your local community. Maybe do EDDM marketing. I don't know. Maybe pass out postcards. Get yard signs. That's a huge thing. I don't know. I'm one of those people that the little treatment companies that put out the little yard signs, not the big ones, but they order 10,000 of them and stick them out on every yard they fertilize. That's what catches my eye, because when you see those yard signs everywhere around your community, people are going to know that you have a presence there. So if it was me, I would honestly get some of those. And I would put those out if I was in the beginning stages of my company. And do those things. You just have to have that grind time. You need to get on Google My Business for sure. You need to be posting pictures on there. You need to ask customers to give you reviews. Hook up with Nice Job or some of these other apps that help you get those reviews and send those out. Get social proof, because we are social proof to the point now where we don't have to really advertise. But when people do look up on Google landscapers in our area, we come up because we're social proofed. We have the reviews. We have the quality of work, the reputation there, that we're going to be, the people left reviews, so we're going to be posted to the top of the list there, and they're going to see us, and they're going to call us, and then we get to work and we move on. We don't get everything. Literally, that same contractor I was just talking about, me and him are buddies. We were eating lunch together. We both got phone calls for jobs in the same city. Like, that's how close we are. And we both got phone calls for different jobs in the same city. So, no, you're not going to get everything, not by any means, but there's plenty of work to go around. That's the thing. So, quality work, if you're back in those beginning stages, do some of those things. Have that grind time. You in your first 12, 16, 18 months right there, a lot of work goes in. A lot of footwork goes in. But as you're doing that, as you land those first 2, 3, 5, 10 jobs, make sure that while you're on those jobs, even though I know a lot of people don't really charge what they should be charging at the beginning. That's a pitfall that we all fall in. If you do, don't fall in that by any means. If you can, don't fall in that. If you do fall in that, make sure and do quality work along the way. Even if you end up losing a little bit of money or you don't make the profits you need to make, do not leave there just because you're like, I got to go, I got to get out of here, I'm losing money, and just throw something together and leave the customer unhappy. Because when you're in the beginning stages of business, that will run you in the ground faster than anything, because that's going to be the reputation that you get in your community, and you have no one else to back you up. I was just on the phone with another guy today talking about getting reviews and taking on more clients, getting more yards. And we were talking, we were just having a discussion. He was telling me he had a guy fire him this morning, another customer fire him this morning, and ended up, it wasn't a good breakup. Customer kind of got mad at him and went off. And I just said, man, you just got to keep your cool. You have a good reputation. He's been in business for a couple years now. His reputation backs him enough that one customer can go do whatever he wants to and say whatever he wants to about his company, but he's not going to tear his company down, because it's 50 good reviews and people that believe you have a good reputation versus 1 or 2 haters that think you don't. All right, or they're picky and they don't. You know what I mean? Does that make sense there? I'm just talking real with you. Like that makes sense. What I'm trying to get across there, right, is you got 50 good ones, and then you got 2 or 3 ones that don't think you are worth anything, and they wouldn't be happy with anybody. And nobody's going to believe those guys, because your name is out there in the community, and they can look and say, well, I don't know, 50 people say he's good, but 3 people say he's bad. I'm probably going to go with the 50 that say he's good. But the thing is if you don't start at the beginning of your company and do the work the right way, even if you're charging the wrong rates and you're still trying to figure things out, and you don't have the right equipment, maybe you're using hand shovels and you should be using a dingo, but everybody's got to start somewhere. You're putting in a lot of backbreaking effort. You do quality work the right way, then in 2 or 3, 5 years, that customer that you did back at the beginning is still going to hold you high in their standards. They're going to, if somebody asks them for a landscaper, they're going to say, "Oh yeah, Joe did good. All right, he did good on my yard. Even though he was young, he was starting out, he did not leave an unfinished product, and he made sure that we were happy along the way." So that's huge. That is a huge thing. We talk about marketing and getting your name out there. Word of mouth marketing is huge, but you have to build that reputation, that repertoire there in your community. And once you do that, then you get to a level of, I'm in between for year 4 here. So my name's kind of out. I mean, it's out there. We have a decent reputation, but then you get to my level and you work 3 or 4 or 5 more years, and then you're sitting close to 10 years in business. Well, then everybody in your community knows your name, and you're probably going to have 25 bad reviews and 150 good reviews. All right. So the bad reviews will grow, but you have to understand that they're not going to outnumber the good reviews if you just do quality work and you stay consistent and you have good customer relations along the way. If you mess something up, make sure you tell the customer before the customer finds out. Like, that's got to be a key thing. If you're hiring employees this year, make sure your employees tell you before I better find out about the mistake before the customer tells me about it. If I find out from the customer and not from you first, that's when we're going to have an issue. If you bust out a $5,000 window, I'm okay with it. You call me and tell me, yeah, we'll get it fixed, insurance cover it, we'll move on. That's why we have insurance. If you bust out a $5,000 window and then the client calls me and tells me that you left their property and the window's busted out, then we're going to have a bigger issue, because then I've got to pay $5,000 or the insurance has got to be filed a claim, and then me and you have trust issues at that point. So that was a rabbit trail there. But if you're hiring employees, I'm in that kind of stage right there. So we're setting that up. We're setting up these standard operations and these things that have to be said and done when I'm not going to be there, or if I'm not going to be on site with them. They've got to know these things, and they got to know what to do in those situations. So, well, I don't know where that all came from, but that was from the heart right there. That was just real life stuff. So, marketing your company, all that stuff, word of mouth, that's a really good thing. Spring Rush is where we're at there. That's how I went down that road, because we're busy right now. We're getting a bunch of calls in here, and we're staying busy. We're getting active, and the grass is starting to grow on top of the landscaping. So now it's like I need to be mowing 3 or 4 days a week, but I've got 3 or 4 days of landscaping that I need to be doing. And I will tell you this: Caleb Allman says this all the time. You get known more for doing what you do more of, or something like that. We've been doing more landscape jobs. That's what we're getting more known for. People are calling us, asking us for landscape jobs. And when I say landscape jobs, I mean shrub trimming, mulch installation, shrub removal, shrub installation, anything that goes along those lines, pine straw, all that stuff, enhancements. We're changing up the landscape of their house. We're not just out there mowing grass. We just closed our biggest ticket job. We talked about that on Instagram last week. If you followed us there, we did a huge makeover on a house, cut down a big tree, big demo around the house. Took out almost all the bushes around it, totally redid them, trimmed up the ones we left, created new beds, trimmed bushes on top of a retaining wall. It was a big project. Our biggest ticket job to date was that project. And it's so satisfying knowing that because we started doing more of that work towards the end of last year, really all through last year, we started doing more landscape enhancements. That's what we're getting. That's what phone calls are coming in. And it's weird how it works. It really is, because the people that, I'll be honest with you, I'm not really good about searching out to get reviews for these jobs that we've doing landscape for. I know these people would probably leave a 4 or 5 star review if I did. I just haven't done it yet, and that's my fault. So they're not leaving reviews. People aren't seeing that. It's just weird how it works. People see your truck on the side of the road, or you post pictures on Instagram or in your local Facebook group. Like, they see that and then they come to you. It's really weird how it works, but it's true. Trying to catch my breath there. I've been having a runny nose the last couple of days. I don't really have bad allergies, but the pollen here has been crazy the last couple of days. So trying to fight through all that. I feel bad. Honestly, feel bad for people that cut grass and have bad allergies. I could not survive. I'm the type of person, I can sit in a cloud of pollen and blow. If I'm blowing a driveway, I can be in a cloud of pollen and it doesn't affect me at all. But I have friends that if they were out there for 2 seconds, they'd be sneezing their head off the rest of the day. But I'm blessed. That I guess landscaping is not the field for you if you have bad allergies. But where we are in Alabama, it is coming on hot and heavy right now. Pollen is everywhere. But anyway, moving on to Spring Rush, busy stuff, get known more for what you do more of. That's kind of the spot we're in. And it's been a really crazy 2 weeks. We've done a lot of new stuff. We're trying to get to the point where we can branch off and get another crew out mowing. And we've hired on a new guy. And I'm trying to get out of the field from the mowing every day of the week. I want to be out there maybe 1 to 2 days a week and let them go to the rest. And I want to start taking on more landscape jobs. Well, today this is kind of where I want to do this podcast as well, because we picked up on arguably one of the pieces of equipment that I'm the most excited about in our company. And you'll see on Instagram, if you're listening to this live on Wednesday when it drops, you can get on Instagram. We'll put some pictures up there. I'll make a post about it. We got some touching up to do on it. We got to change some lettering and stuff out. But so keep in mind, I bought a 2017 2500 diesel last year, and I'm more excited for this truck that I just bought. It's a 2006 Isuzu NPR 16-foot box truck, enclosed box truck with a dovetail liftgate on it, and I am pumped. I'm over the moon about this truck. I'm so excited. I got a really good deal on it, found it on Facebook Marketplace, the local company, about an hour and a half up the road from me, and man, I'm so excited. I've been wanting to get away from the trailer setup for such a long time, and I really feel like, so here's where I want to go with this, is I want to get out of the field every day. That's my goal. I want to get out of the mowing rig every single day. I want to get to where I'm out there 1 or 2 days a week, and then all the other days I can go do other landscape enhancements, create more revenue, have more freedom, free up my time, be a business owner, create podcasts, do other entertainment things. Thinking about doing some more stuff coming down the pipe. We'll talk about that later on. But one of my biggest fears of getting out of the field was trusting employees to pull an 18-foot trailer every day. And I know that, I don't know, a lot of you that have bigger companies, if you're listening in and you have employees that go out and do this stuff, you might look at me and say I'm just a crazy manager, like I'm a micromanager. I don't know. I don't like to give up power. I've never done it before, so I'm still learning how to do it, and I want to do it the right way. I don't want to be a micromanager. But one of the biggest things, like 25% of my fear of getting out of the field is trusting employees to drive an 18-foot trailer and a 12, 14-foot truck every day down the road. Like we have tight roads where we are. Road construction is going on like crazy. We're in a lot of tight communities. A lot of backing up is to be done. And it's just hard to pull a 30-foot rig down the street with a trailer like that. And it's really, really scary. There's a lot of stuff that can go wrong. I'm comfortable behind there. I can control it. I've been pulling a trailer for 5 years now. I can put that thing anywhere I need it, however way I want to. My employees can't do that yet. They're still learning. And so it's hard to give that up. I've been wanting to get away from a trailer setup anyway. I wanted to get it to where I could have all my equipment inside a box, and that way we could shut the door and lock it if we needed to for safety, but also I don't have to put it inside for the weather. If it starts raining on us in the middle of summer, which it does here in Alabama, like every single day I felt like last year, all of our equipment isn't getting soaked every time. It's all inside. We just pull it up in the truck, pull the ramps up, and we're good to go. And as opposed to a 30-foot rig riding down the street, it's a 20-foot, 22-foot rig riding down the street that turns on a dime. You can back in any parking spot. You can park anywhere you want. It just makes life so much easier, and it really is going to help our business become more efficient. We're going to save time hooking up the trailer every day. Those are the little things. And during the summer, we always have trailer tire blowouts, always, because we'll ramp a curve, we turn too sharp, and I do this stuff myself, so I know my employees would. I'll turn too sharp at a red light or something, hop a curb, and last year I busted a tire that way. I mean, I absolutely blew one up, bent the rim. That's 4 extra tires on that trailer that we're slinging around out there, and it's just not necessary. So we're getting away from that trailer setup on the mow rig. We got this truck. I'm excited for it. I don't know. I've still got a lot. We got some cleaning up to do. It's older. I mean, it's 06. Employees used it. It seems to be in good mechanical shape. Cosmetics. We need to clean a few things up, clean out the bed, and do some interior cab cleaning and get our lettering and stuff on it. But very, very excited. And I would urge anybody that could do that. Like, We'll have a update here in 2 to 3 months after we get to using this thing every day on the street. We'll talk about how efficient it's actually made us in our company, how much better it is, and how much safer it is as well. I think safety just goes so long because you don't have to worry about turning too sharp and hitting a car or backing in somewhere. Or one of my biggest fears also is trailer lights. Like that's an extra worry. If your trailer lights aren't working or they mess up or something throughout the day, and say you have to turn right and your right blinker doesn't work, if somebody's not paying attention, they'll just slam right into you if they don't realize that the rig is slowing down. So there's a lot of safety involved with wanting to get rid of that, just that worry of pulling the trailer every single day. And I'm really, really excited to see where this truck takes us. And like I said, we'll have an update down the road and see. I would like to hear y'all's feedback if anybody runs them. Definitely, if you're listening to this podcast and you run box truck setups, please DM me and let me know, because I want to get some feedback on how to do the racks inside, how to build some shelving up at the front, and how to design it the most efficient way. I'm new to that. I'm going to look up some YouTube videos and should probably try to find some stuff, but I really want to get this rig the most efficient that we can for our employees, to get everything set up the way they need to, have everything inside, have jacks, have everything they need for anything to go wrong right there at their hands to be fixed if they do need it. So very, very excited for that. That is another thing that is going to really push us into spring here, and I think really take us to the next level. So we're going to free up another truck to be able to take out and do landscape jobs with. We're going to have the trailer now as well. I'm going to have my 18-foot open trailer to haul sod, to haul dirt, pine straw, whatever I need to on landscape jobs, as opposed to it being tied up on a mow rig. As opposed to it being tied up on the mow rig, I'm going to have it with me now and be able to load it down with whatever I need. I have other trailers, but it's like a 6.5 by 12 and it's single axle, so I can't carry much on that trailer. So if I need to do sod or something, I would be in a pinch if I was trying to go do something while the mow rig was out, because we wouldn't have that big trailer. So very, very excited for that. And it's not, I don't ever want to come down from a top-down approach, okay? If you're listening to this podcast, we have not made it. We have so much work to do. We have so much more efficiency to build and a lot more profit to make, for sure. I'm learning along the way. But I want to share some of my successes because I want it to motivate you. I love hearing other people's successes, and I love hearing other companies succeed because it motivates me to keep going, because it's like, hey, I'm going to get there. Like, and that's one thing I've watched. I watched Alex Kirby with Trifecta, I don't know, 3-4 months ago, when he said they're transitioning all their stuff from a trailer setup to trailerless, running box trucks / landscape trucks. And I thought about that. I was like, man, I want to get there. What can I do to get there? Well, this spring, we have busted our tails, and we're still in the heat of it, but we've busted our tails. We've taken on new landscape jobs. We've worked hard. We've worked late. We've worked long hours. We've charged the right rates, and I finally have gotten to that point. I was able to go out and buy a box truck, pay cash for it, and that's just something that I like seeing other people's successes because it helps motivate me. I don't look at anything, and it's all point of view perspective. If you want to be the person that looks at it and says, well, they're just talking about how good they are and trying to put everything out there and say they made it, I think you need to do an attitude check yourself, because if they're genuine, like most guys out there in our industry that are on social media, they're genuine in what they say and what they do, and the content they put out there, they're trying to help you. I hope you get that vibe from me. I don't ever want to come down from top down. I want to be, hey, I'm bottom up. Like, I'm right here with you. I'm at the bottom. We're trying to be the best we can. We still got a long way to go, but we do have a few things figured out, so we can help a little bit. But I want y'all to look at our success, and I want to look at your success, and I want to build off of that. I want to say, that's the way to do it. They did it the right way. They've done this. They've worked their butt off. They got it out, and now they get to be rewarded for their hard work. And now take that and put it in your own company. I'm still looking at other people's successes. I look at other people that get to travel more than I do, and I say, that's where I want to be in 6 to 8, 10, 12 months. I want to be able to travel 2 or 5 times a year, however much you want. Like, I want to be able to fly first class places. When I see people post on social media that they flew first class places, that just fires me up to go out and work harder and to make more money. Because without that, I'm just flying normal class, just like everybody else. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Some people are happy with that. I want to be flying first class. So I love seeing other people put out content that says, hey, we're in first class. Look at this view. We worked hard to get here. That's the thing. You don't make it overnight. We're not going to make it overnight by any means. Like, we haven't. It's taken us 4 years to get to this point. So, yeah, we have a box truck. We have an 18-foot trailer. We have 3 trucks, 3 work trucks now. Have not made it. We have so much further to go. But please, if anyone is out there and you say, well, this guy's just bragging about what he's got, please don't think that. Just look at it and take it personally and say, hey, let's do what we can do to get to that point. And any way that I can help you get there, please let me know. If there's anything I can do, any advice I can give, please let me know. Because I'm still learning so much. And that's one thing that's why I do the podcast, is to give back. Like, I don't make money off this thing. The sponsorships that we have on here just pays the bills. Literally pays the bills. This is not a for-profit thing. Okay? I have a burden to give back because I've learned so much from people out there who've produced content. If we can just give one piece of advice. If you get one decent piece of advice from this podcast, that's what it's for. That's what it's about for me. That's what it's all about. So this has been a crazy one. It's been all over the place, but it's been heartfelt. I've had no notes from this. We've just been rambling and going with it, and it's been whatever came on my mind and my heart to talk about. I hope you enjoyed it. If you got anything from it, let me know. Share it on social media for other people to hear. Shoot me a DM on Instagram and say you liked it, or if you have any questions, let me know. All right. If you have feedback, let me know, positive or negative. We take it. We take it and we grow. Okay. That's if I'm doing something I shouldn't be doing on here, let me know. No, don't call me and dog cuss me. You can call me. I mean, you can text me or whatever respectfully and say, hey, I think you need to do this and you change this up, and I will listen and we will implement that and move on. Okay. I love feedback. So if you got feedback, give it to me. I would love to take it on the chin. If it's a bad one, we'll take it. We'll move on. We'll implement it. If we need to change, we'll change. We'll move on. But we got to love the good feedback. If you do have good feedback, leave those ratings and reviews down below on the Apple Podcast and in Spotify now. You can leave ratings and reviews there as well. Those help us get boosted to a bigger community out there in the podcast world. Still a very, very small fish in a very, very big pond, and ever-growing pond. But we enjoy it. I think we have a good family here that listens into the show. Thank you to everyone who does support the show, and if you support the show sponsors, thank you for that as well. I hope you do go support them, and they really help us keep the lights on. So this has been a kind of a rambling solo episode, so we're not going to tie any sponsors to this one. But y'all know who we've had in the past. We've had Megan and Joey with Gulf Coast Bookkeeping. We have Brian with Entrepreneur Academy. And Woodland Direct, they're a great company. We'll be doing some more stuff with them here in the future. So just stay tuned for anything coming down the pipe. Check out Instagram to see a picture of the truck. And if you got any questions, let me know. We'll be giving updates on that and how it works over the future, over the next couple months. And I just want to keep bringing out good episodes to you 2 times a week here throughout the season. And hopefully we can be of some value and help you along the way and help you become better business owners, but also just better in life. Because if you don't have a good life, a good healthy marriage, a good spiritual walk with the Lord, then nothing else is going to fall in place. I'm sorry to tell you, but you won't have a successful business. You got to put God first. You got to put your family second. Then business comes in there. So hopefully we get those in order. If you got any questions, let me know. You can reach me on Instagram at Growing Green Landscapes. Thank you all for tuning into this episode of the Growing Green Podcast, and we will catch up with everyone here on the next episode.
Thanks for tuning in to the Growing Green Landscapes Podcast. We know you have many other podcast options to choose from, and don't take it for granted that you chose to spend some time with us today. You can connect with Jeremiah Jennings at Growing Green Landscapes on Instagram or use the link in the show description. Don't forget to smash the follow button on the podcast and leave those 5-star ratings and reviews. We hope you crush it in your business and hope to catch you on our next episode.